Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, we thank you for giving us this opportunity and sharing your precious time with us to share your thoughts on the courses, on the institute, which would help us, to publish this interview on our website as well as on YouTube, which would give you better reachability and also would, help us to generate few more organic leads.
Yeah.
So I would just like request you to just give me a brief introduction about yourself, sir.
Okay. So my name is Anirban Chowdhury. I am heading the academic team of the Center of Excellence. So I've been associated with the education industry for more than 20 years now. I started off in IT industry and slowly and gradually I moved towards education. And I've been associated with many top universities and institutes pan India, and handled and trained more than 10,000 students across different sectors. And currently, since 2019, I am associated with Webel Fujisoft Vara Center of Excellence. And presently I'm heading the academic division of it. So that is a brief about myself.
Okay, sir. So to start with the first question, I would just request you to just give us what is the importance of data science as a subject for career option?
Yeah. So data science, actually, this has become a very interesting field in today's world. So it is not like something just started out very recently. So but thanks to the media and different type of publicity. So this is a common terminology known to everybody. But this actually started in very early age. So data science actually, in a nutshell, it is working with the data. So in a day-to-day life, how we gather data, we analyze the data, and how we process the data. And after processing this data, and we come to different conclusion, or we predict different type of situation. And when it takes, we do it in a business aspect. That time, actually, we give that term as data science. But this is although the terminology is quite new, but the concept is never new. So what is happening actually in this century, that this century is called the century of data. I mean, the people or the company or any entity having the control of data, it is understood that has control over everything. So in that way, data is called the new oil of this century. So every company, their business model, their decision making, every day their purpose of doing anything, it has become quite data driven. Everything we in personal level or at the corporate level or industry level, we decide that is quite data driven. We gather some data and we process the data on different medium and different ways, and then we come to a conclusion whether the companies would be deciding from their hiring pattern to their sales, their product development, their marketing strategy. So everything actually is like basis on some kind of data. The industry, be it any industry for that matter, actually everything is decided based on that. So in that way, actually, this data science or this data analytics part, that the analysis of data has become very important in today's world.
Okay.
Every company, for their customer acquisition, product development, anything actually is quite data driven. So that way, actually, in any industry that in today's world we talk about, is quite dependent on data, and that is how the data science or the analysis of the data, this entire thing has come.
Okay. So what are the type of companies, or which companies are hiring data science specialists in India right now?
Okay. So this is quite an interesting question to have. Actually, in today's world, to be very honest, you name any company and they are actually working on data. I can immediately name few of the giant in industry, like say for example Google, Amazon, Flipkart, or such kind of companies. So they are completely data driven. So their business from the day one runs on data. So if any company, e-commerce company, we name for their main business, everything runs on data, their decision, their customer acquisition, product development, even their pricing of any product is on data, dependent on data. We can talk about any core IT company, like say for example TCS, CTS, or say for any consulting firm, like say for example the Big Four. They are completely on data-driven process, like PwC, Capgemini, all these companies actually they are. If you talk about the telecom industry, like say for example Bharti Airtel, Jio has a huge data center in India. Same with Bharti Airtel, they have a data center. Ericsson, they have a huge data center in India. Any electronics company, for example Samsung, LG, or any other electronics big companies, automobile industry, they are pricing, their market penetration, everything is decided on data. So what I mean to say, even the healthcare companies, like say for example not only the healthcare manufacturing companies, even the healthcare industry, like big hospital chain like say Apollo, or AMRI. So everywhere the data is accurate, so people are storing data, and obviously they are working on the data. And when we are storing the data, the purpose of the storing the data is to serve customer in a better way. So any company in today's world we can name for actually has become data driven and data oriented, and that obviously for that we need trained and skilled manpower who can work, who can understand on the data, and who can actually help in growing the business. So that is how if we have the knowledge of data science and analysis we can do of data, we have control, right. And we have potentially every company you can think of, they can be our potential recruiters.
Okay. So what is the benefit of doing data science course from Webel Fujisoft? I mean, why should one consider of Webel Fujisoft when they are thinking of pursuing a data science course?
Okay, so this, like I said, the data science, it is there in the market for quite a long time now, this concept. And there are obviously, as the demand is there, as the industry is looking for skilled manpower in data science and related field. So obviously there are many institutes who are there to train. They are to train from much earlier than the Webel Fujisoft Vara started. In fact, their operation. And in India, there are multiple courses, online, offline, in both pattern. The courses are there on data science and different level: data science, AI, ML, and data engineering, data analytics, business analytics. There are different names to the courses, different type of courses. But why the Center of Excellence? We have to understand for that the background of Center of Excellence. So the Center of Excellence has been formed by Government of West Bengal, Department of IT and Electronics, under their nodal agency called Webel. This is completely a government entity, number one. So why government has set up, even after having so many training institutes pan-India, why government has taken this initiative? So even after so many institutes, they are serving courses on data science for quite a long time now. Still, the industry, they are really lacking the actual, the skill or skill they are looking for executing such kind of a project. We have every year a few lakhs of people getting trained on data science and they are graduating. But still, end of the day, industry is looking for something that the person can start working on the analytics team, or they can do the hands-on practice on this data from the day one. So industry in today's world, they do not have time to hire somebody and then again bench them for 3 months and 6 months, and again train them for 3-6 months, and then they would be allocable to a project. So that is a big challenge industry is coming from, and that is the feedback obviously government has received from different industry. So still there is a lack of hands-on practice from the having real good exposure of that, and that is the purpose of setting up this huge infrastructure in Newtown. The government has set up. Herein actually we are completely training students on hands-on. We are using our state-of-the-art laboratory for data science. We are using the infrastructure set up by Intel and Nvidia. So Nvidia, they are pioneer in deep learning and computer vision. So they have their own lab in this particular COE. So every student being trained here, and that is one of the big objective of government, that everybody should have a real exposure to the actual industrial level data, and they should be ready when they join the day one in the industry. That is number one. Second, government wanted to spread the data science or similar kind of a technology should not be restricted to a certain crowd of the society, not a big cream of the society. It should be people coming from different big B-tier, C-tier cities or the suburban areas and other areas. They also should have exposure that this can be a career opportunity, because most of the times, many of the institute, their training and their course and the curriculum, their interaction or their it's quite limited to the big cities, and so that is another big objective of government, to spread the awareness, spread the training to every part of the society and every part of the country, especially the state. So we can actually generate the employment, and we can really help them to get their desired job. And obviously, there are many students coming from different parts of the state, even from the suburbs area or the village or maybe other areas, who are not getting exposure. But thankfully for this COE, because of them, this is a nice opportunity for them to get this opportunity and get into a career of data science, number one. And second, the industry also would be getting a skilled manpower, skilled person who actually can do well in the industry, and they can really excel from the day one. And that is something really to really the objective of setting up this COE. So we provide almost 80% hands-on training. We are connected, like I mentioned, that our lab is set up by Intel and Nvidia. So, and because of this is a government initiative, there is a international partner, Fujisoft, into this entire project. So we have different partners from across the globe. So obviously the industry interaction is there. So we are training the people for the future, but on the other hand, we have the industry exposure. We know always what is happening in the industry. So we are training people not only for today's data science requirement or how the technology is demanding, but at the same time, we are making them ready for the future, what is coming, because we are getting the constant input from the industry. And there is a bridge, basically, we are trying to provide in between. And that is a big advantage of doing any course from COE. And we constantly monitor our curriculum. All our trainers are from industry, so they are coming with huge experience about the industry and what they are basically looking for. And we keep on taking feedback from the industry. And unlike other institutes, we keep on upgrading our curriculum. So every time the students are at par with the latest technologies and all. Yeah, so that is actually why COE and how the doing course from the COE would benefit someone.
Right. So where do one see themselves in a span of 5 years after pursuing a course in data science from Webel Fujisoft? How can someone see themselves placed after 5 years after attending or going with the course of data science at Webel Fujisoft?
Okay, so data science actually, if we talk about data science as a the whole, data science is a combination of different technology. Although it's popularly we call them as data science, but it is not about that somebody doing a data science course the day one becomes a data scientist or something like that. So there are different areas to specialize inside in the data science arena itself. Like somebody can focus on, say, for example, the development or analytics part of it, right? So somebody would be strong at the analytics, would be becoming a statistical analyst or data analyst, or the same concept can be taken for the business part. One can become business analyst, or somebody coming from non-tech background, maybe a person having a exposure in human resource can become an HR analyst, or MBA or management graduates can become marketing or sales analysts. So these are all different type of career opportunity, number one. Second, The pure technical can become say for example machine learning specialist or deep learning specialist or data visualization specialist. So there are different career aspects to start off. So initially this can be the job role the moment somebody is graduating from any data science course for the matter, especially from the COE, definitely. So depending on their background, depending on their their interest area, their skill set, and how they are performing in the syllabus, because our data science program will be training everything. Whatever I said will be that syllabus will be covering everything. But the day one, the person obviously will not be able to handle everything in the industry, and that is not even the industry even looking for. Slowly and gradually, with the exposure in the industry and experience, so one would be moving towards the data scientist role. So in 5 years down the line, obviously with the experience, slowly and gradually, that person would become a data consultant, and slowly and gradually would be leading the team of data science, and that eventually that person would become a data scientist. So as a data scientist, then the technical part, or the doing hands-on part in the industry would be lesser. So then the more job role would be more towards decision making and projecting the future, how the company profitability can be increased, what can be the business forecasting. So that slowly and gradually, with 5 years experience in the industry, person can think of moving towards that. So that should be the natural career progression.
Yes, sir. So what are the placement opportunities from Webel Fujisoft, and what are the past placement records, sir?
Okay, so like I said, that we are completely industry oriented, and we have industry partners associated in this particular project. And from the day one, from the day batch, actually 2020, we started our training, and that was bang on lockdown, the COVID era. But since then, we have been training, and thankfully, industry has accepted our training curriculum and training modality quite well. And we are providing placement opportunity to each and every student studying our data science full program, the entire data science program. And people have been placed successfully on multinational companies and different IT companies already, our past batches. Even we have seen people initially, somebody joining in around 6-7 lakhs package. Within 6 months of the 6 months spending in the industry, they have actually doubled their package to 12 lakhs and more than that. So we have been keeping a good track record of placing all our students so far, and because of our industry connect, every student doing course from the COE, definitely if they complete our entire certification, if they complete, they follow the entire curriculum, they successfully complete the entire thing, definitely they will be placed by the COEs.
Right, sir. Thank you a lot, sir, for sharing your precious time and enlightening us with this subject. I'm sure this would, help all the students to have a better insight about the subject. Whoever wants to, go forward with it or to pursue it in their future. I thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.